You know, it was, we were talking, Chuck, before the game, and I said, I just feel San Antonio is going to find a way to win this game. And then they come out with a 13-point first quarter and shoot 21%, and I'm thinking, well, maybe they're not going to find a way, but man.
Well, let me just say this. My Nuggets tried to give it to them. You know, their inexperience showed, not being there. But listen, I thought Denver would win the series. Man, they tried like hell to get this series away. Just their inexperience really showed. They made a lot of mental mistakes. But, hey, like you said, congratulations to the Nuggets. And the Spurs had a good season, but it's all about the Nuggets right now.
And Nuggets led by 17, never trailed in the game. San Antonio is playing uphill all night long after that start, Kenny.
Well, it wasn't a typical San Antonio performance that we would expect, you know. Usually when you watch San Antonio Spurs, you go, big moments, they have big moments. You say in big moments, their best players play their best. In big moments, clock management is never an issue. Those were the things that wasn't. And so this was, yes, it was a 7 seed playing a 2, and you go to 7-game series. But this, again, was an inexperienced team. That's why you can get them to 7. I just didn't see the same type of influence, Shaq, that you see San Antonio teams typically have played with throughout playoff histories.
Yeah, I think they definitely didn't get the stops they needed, especially when they cut it there close. They didn't foul at the end, so I agree with you. And for Denver, when your team is not playing well, it's still nice to have a guy that can get you a bucket. Jamal Murray hit 2 really big buckets, especially that one going to the left with the one-legger at home, feeling well. But, you know, this monkey's off the back and doesn't get any easier.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
So they definitely have to play better and shoot better.
I mean, it's some baptism into playoff basketball to be in your first series, as a bunch of these Nuggets were, to go to a Game 7. It's one thing, okay, now we're in the playoffs, how are we going to react? Now we're in a Game 7, and it got so tight down the stretch, and Murray's shot was just huge.
Murray made 2 shots down the stretch, but let me just go back to the Spurs. This ain't the Spurs, Ernie. They ain't no guy on that team been in no big games.
LaMarcus Aldridge's been in big games. DeMar DeRozan's been in big games.
Not with this Spurs team. Like there's no
like Patty Mills.
Yeah, like Patty Mills is probably the only guy who been in that cycle. LaMarcus only been there a couple years. DeMarcus just been there 1 year. Like this ain't Ginobili, Parker, and Kawhi Leonard, those guys who never made mental mistakes. This team was awful. Like he said, they set basketball back the first half. This ain't our daddy's Spurs. But take your hat off to the Denver Nuggets. They earned the home seed throughout the regular season. And you just, now the fun starts.
Your daddy's Spurs didn't exist. You old as the Spurs franchise.
Let's look back.
You as old as the franchise.
Let's look back at that.
50 years old, 54 years old.
possession where San Antonio down 4 and they don't foul.
It's too late now. Because you know they should have fouled when they get when the DeRozan lost the ball. Because now it don't even matter. Because all you got to do is make one. You make 2 free throws, the game is over.
And as Pop said, well, obviously he didn't hear us.
Well, that's why, honestly, Ernie, in a scenario like that, I was surprised that they were screaming.
That's because this ain't the old Spurs.
No, it's 22,000 people. You never scream. There's a signal that typically this means foul. So the whole bench is doing this.
Yeah, with the old Spurs.
No, with any Spurs, any team from a third grade.
You should know that.
No, I'm not saying. No, listen what I'm saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't know it, but I'm going to make sure you do know it. So I'm going to do this. Every team that I played on that has done that.
They should have known that.
I'm not saying that they didn't. But
clearly
also,
they didn't.
Screaming with 22,000 people does not help either.
But I'm just saying, you should know automatically.
They're going crazy. This is the automatic. The whole bench should have been doing this. Foul, foul, foul.
You got nothing to do with it. You're down 4.
Should have known it.
Yeah,
You're down 4 with 2 less.
Obviously, they're caught in the moment.
You down, like you can take it back with 20-some seconds ago when they got the ball. You should have fouled in the backcourt.
I'm not saying it. He's not the only one that didn't foul. There's 4 other guys out there.
That's why I'm
saying. So they all were not in the thing. So you have a universal signal that everyone understands what we're doing, and that was surprising as well. Bad plays all around.
Okay, DeMar loses this ball. You foul right now. You foul right now.
Right now. Foul.
20 seconds to go.
27 seconds left.
Yeah, right now.
Now the game, now like, that's ridiculous right there.
Yeah, and it is. But overall, there's 22,000 people screaming no one.
Come on, man. You just got to check.
That's an
Kenny,
excuse,
come on,
Kenny.
Kenny. Come on, man.
Stop
Stop
it.
You're down 4 points with 25 seconds to go. You got to foul.
And you could almost, I'm sorry, we're going to have to do this one more time, but you can almost read it too when you see Patty Mills fight through the screen and he's right here chest to chest with Jokic and doesn't foul. Play it again and watch Pop's reaction when Mills goes over the top right here after the cut. Watch Mills. He's going to be right in the chest.
Yeah, he's
Jokic.
right there.
And now watch Pop as Mills goes through. Watch Pop. Oh.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't foul again.
But it was too late at that
I'm not saying
it was too late at that point.
All I'm
it could have
saying
been done
is
much
sure
earlier.
better.
I'm not saying the players were at fault, but I'm also
Well, they
saying,
are.
But I'm saying that not only they weren't the only ones.
Let's hear Mike Malone.
Well.
Into this ever since you got here. So when it happens, when you win a series against a team like that, what is sort of the first forefront emotion?
Yeah, obviously you're extremely happy and proud of your guys. To come so close the last 2 years and miss the playoff by one game, and to challenge every player in our roster to come back an improved player, and the buy-in, the commitment, all season long, all summer long coming into the year. And, this was a really hard-fought series. I mean, evenly matched. I think if we played 20 times, it'd be 10-10. It's just that kind of a matchup. But I love the grit, the resiliency, the toughness we played with tonight. And even late when they made their run, they're two veterans, DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, taking over the game. We never lost our composure. And for a young team to step up and make big plays down the stretch, Jamal Murray down the stretch was phenomenal. And, Nikola struggled to make shots in that fourth quarter, but he winds up going out and getting a triple-double. But the first reaction, Nick, is just really, really happy and proud of our guys. This is the first time Denver's won a Game 7, I think, in 40 years. It's a hell of a moment, but as I told our players, enjoy it for a few minutes. It's a quick turnaround. We've got Portland in 2 days, so we'll turn the page and start getting ready for them tomorrow.
Coach, the defensive effort tonight was obviously great for you guys. The improvement in that regard this season has been remarkable. I was just wondering if you could reflect on your determination to make that a reality and the work your guys have put in to change the numbers and the narrative.
Yeah, to me it was really simple. The reason we have missed the playoffs 2 years in a row was because we were a bottom 5 defensive team. An elite offensive team, but we couldn't guard anybody. We were last in three-point defense last year. So to go from 30th to first in three-point defense is remarkable, and that's our players buying in, committing, giving multiple efforts. So I take great pride in that, the improvement, being a top 10 defense this year. And if you look at the 7 games, the 4 games that we won, our defense was really good. The 3 games that we lost, we guarded nobody. And we have a hell of a challenge waiting for us. A team that's been resting, getting ready, and Damian Lillard right now is playing at a whole nother level. So, you enjoy this for a second, and you start thinking about Portland and all the challenges they present. But proud of our guys, and the defense was a big part of our success in the series and on the season as a whole.
Hey, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. There you go.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, try that one.